Gen X here. I really wish that people would stop uh, using their age or their generation as an excuse for their bigotry. Because I ran across this bullshit on my timeline a couple of days ago, and I've been meaning to get to this video, but please don't blame Gen X for your bullshit because I do not have the entitlement or egotism necessary to try to claim I speak for an entire generation like some people apparently do, but the Gen X that I experienced, by the time I was old enough to get into the scenes, I was hanging around with like rockers and then later on the metalheads, punks. I had a lot of goth friends. Now, maybe your experience was different. I don't know. But those people, for me, were some of the most accepting and welcoming people that I've ever met in my life because they know what it's like to be judged for looking, dressing, talking, or acting differently. However, I know that some people did have a different experience with Gen X, but that doesn't give any of us the right to speak for an entire generation. And quite frankly, the situation is even worse with boomers. I am so tired of people my age and older excusing their racist ass parents and grandparents by saying they're old, they don't know any better. Bro, bro, that is some bullshit. They know better. They just chose a long time ago not to be better. And now they use their age and entitlement to say whatever the fuck they want and get away with it because who would call out the little old man or woman who said some racist ass bullshit? Well, this guy, but that's a different story. Anyways, the abolitionist movement has been around since at least the 1800s, and that itself was based on the old Quaker protests dating back to the 1700s. And both of those are the roots of the civil rights movements in the 1900s. So, yeah, their old asses grew up with this shit. They know better. They've heard better. They just chose not to be better. Same thing goes for anyone in my generation who's a bigot. Please don't speak for all of us. You're making the rest of us look bad.